Good evening and welcome to JMUES for our first in-person concert since January 29th, 2020. We're really excited to be here, yes. This evening, the 6th grade band is performing, and we do have three seniors joining us tonight in the flute section. Would you wave, please, seniors? So it's nice full circle night. I think the exits are pretty obvious to you right now. If we have an emergency, please note the exits out of the room. And we're going to start our concert. We are not performing the first song. We'll be adding a song for our moving on ceremony next week. So we're going to hold off, and the first song of the night will be Revenge of the Dust Bunnies. And then we'll have a selection of student solos, and then our finale will be The Tempest. So here is Revenge of the Dust Bunnies. Oh, well, before we start, most people know what a dust bunny is, yes? So this is a story, a musical story, about dust bunnies that are taking over a home, and you'll hear the story unfold as we try to chase those dust bunnies out. The dust bunny theme first happens with the trombones, so listen for them. And we're going to move to some student solos. Everyone that is performing tonight worked on their own, may have asked me for a song suggestion, but they all worked on their own, sent a song to me for approval, and everyone was invited to. So we'll start with Kylie, who's going to perform You're a Grand Old Flag on her trumpet. Our next solo is Jimmy playing Right Here Waiting for You on the piano, bringing me back to junior high. And we have Emily on her flute playing the Notre Dame fight song. And we'll move to Mason with his trombone to play the theme from Indiana Jones. While he's moving, not to embarrass him, but Mason, wave your blue arm. This kid just broke his arm last week, and as soon as he could, was picking up his trombone and playing the piano again. So we're excited he's here tonight. All right, Mason. And after Mason is Mia on the Pink Panther. And Mia, we'll have you come up either side. Are you okay to stand? And we'll bring Miranda. We'll go back to John Williams with Hedwig's theme, which is the main theme from Harry Potter. And we'll bring Ben up to the drum set to play Highway Tune. But you'll have to imagine the melody, but you can groove to it. bring back Mason, this time at the piano. I remember, oh, he's playing When I Come Around. And our last solo is Bridget on her saxophone with her own composition that I have titled, since she didn't title it yet, The Bridget Song. Before we play our final piece, first a word about our soloists. If any of you have ever played a musical solo, you might know that most of us, your heart rate starts to accelerate, your mouth dries out, you start to shake, your brain races. And so to stay calm while you're playing is really important because you need your air and your fingers to coordinate. So it really can be something that amps up your nervous system, and then to muscle through it, not only when it goes perfectly, but especially when things go a little off from what you expected. It's such a gift and a skill to be able to do that. So I admire every single person that just got up and played a solo. It's not something I would have done, and I'm so proud of their courage to come up here and do that in front of a live audience and on live TV. So another round for the soloists, please. Before our last full band piece and our last piece of the evening, I have some thank yous, and I have to do this now to be able to read because I'm old. First, we want to thank the Merrimack School District Administration, district-wide and at JMUES, for supporting our Merrimack instrumental music programs across the district during this unusual year. There are many places here in New Hampshire and across the country that said no band at all this year, and so we're so grateful that our administration stood behind us and said, yes, we're going to do this, and how can we help you do this? So thank you to district-wide and, of course, Mrs. McGill and Dr. Rowe for their support at JMUES to support our bands. Thank you to Mr. Benson for helping with percussion all year long and for being a supportive colleague and friend. And I want to thank the parents of our students for either driving them in on Fridays, driving them in extra last few weeks, but always for supporting them and encouraging them to play music, but especially since March 2020, when things got really hard for kids to keep playing instruments. You stood there and you supported them, and they're here tonight playing because of you, and that's not a little thing, that's a really big deal. So thank you to all the parents, of course. Thank you to our students. You might be able to see how ridiculous it is to play an instrument in this setting. They are spread way far apart, and that's hard. We're practicing in a big room where it's hard to hear each other. And for these students, and I may not say it enough to them, but they only had 2/3 of their in-person band instruction last year and then went home, and we kept doing things, but it wasn't the same. And then they came back and they spent a lot of the year on remote lessons, which if you've ever tried to do music on Zoom, you can't do beat, right? Like, there's a lag. So they have been real troopers. We have crazy masks on our face that are hot and uncomfortable and hard to play. We have bags that sometimes fall on our keys. Has that happened to some of you? It makes it hard to reach your keys. We have bell covers that are muffling our instruments, and yet they're here doing a fabulous job through it all. I think of all the bands in our district, this is the one that probably had the most challenges to overcome because they had the shortest time to learn their instrument before they left it, and then they came back to a lot of obstacles, and they are truly heroic in their efforts. So thank you to you. We want to thank Nick LaValle and his team at Merrimack TV for their dedication to the community of Merrimack, especially to our music events. I think we kicked off our relationship in December when we had a holiday recital at JMUES with soloists, and I believe we've been at every school since doing our music concerts. We are so grateful to what you provide, not just for music, but for our school district and the community of Merrimack. So thank you to Merrimack TV, extra big. You can hear there's a ton of thank yous because it truly took the whole community to keep our bands going this year. We want to thank Michelle Bancroft and her team at STA. Without our special bus transportation, we would have only had half a band for most of the year to practice, so we're grateful to them. And we want to thank the entire JMU's community. Our teachers are great about squeezing in extra time. You know, these kids here have been practicing since we came back to school. They only have 30 minutes a week for a lesson, and by the time you get the masks on, is it like almost time to go back to your room? And then only 30 minutes a week for band instruction, and they're just doing, like I said, heroic things here in music. But our staff, our custodians, the kitchen ladies have been amazing, rooting us on because we've been practicing in the cafeteria all year. Our custodians, our library, everyone, and of course our teachers, the whole entire staff here has been amazing, pulling us up and rooting for us. Thank you to Steve McDowell, who is working our soundboard tonight, even though he doesn't currently have any children in this building. He's been doing all our concerts, so we're grateful. And we're thank you for our MHS seniors, and of course, our music department in this town, and especially I'm happy to see we have Mrs. Cunningham from Merrimack High School here, and Mrs. Levine, and they've been such a source of inspiration to me this year as we've been trying to problem solve how we were going to do this since last March, probably, ladies, yes. And right away, there was never a question of how can we do band. It was, okay, let's do it. What do we need to do? So all of those pieces have made this a successful program. Thank you. I am done blabbing at you. At the end of the concert, your children will go collect their things on their way out. Mrs. Ruffler, are you over there? Mrs. Ruffler has a bag of King Cone coins, and each player, seniors too, have earned 2 King Cone coins. So it's a great night for ice cream, if you know what I'm saying. Our last tune is The Tempest. Thank you.
Merrimack TV is committed to our community. From gavel-to-gavel coverage of town and school board meetings to updates on town services and projects, we aim to keep you connected.
Good morning, I'm Kyle Fox, Public Works Director for the town of Merrimack.
Hi, I'm Diane Trippett. I'm the town clerk tax collector for the town of Merrimack.
I'm Captain Matt Tarleton with the Merrimack, New Hampshire Police Department.
And keep the public informed of every motion.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
And many moments, so you can be confident that we're here for you. Thanks for watching. Stay connected. Follow Merrimack TV on Facebook.